Hi everyone. Hi Hamza. Hi Amin, Noor, Amal. How are you guys? Hopefully you're all having a good day and ready to kickstart this session. All right then. So today we're going to deal with Unit 3, Creative Inventive Minds. Let's start with the first activity, in which we're going to match the words with their definition. So we're going to learn some new vocabulary. All right? So let's read the words in the list first. We have advancement, homage, latest, invent, to improve, devote, to discover, launch or release. These two are synonyms. To create, achievement, implication, leave or find out. Now that we've read the words, let's read the definitions. We have to make or design something that did not exist before. To make something happen or exist. To find something that already exists. To find something either by chance or by study. Most recent, to put in the market, to dedicate, tribute, opt out, accomplishment, to better, outcome or effect, and progress. Now don't panic, we're going to reread them. Let's start with the first definition. So to make or design something that did not exist before. حاجة ما كانتش موجودة. What do we call this? Hi Farouk. We need a verb, right? Yes, Adam, good. To invent. All right. Now, what about the next definition? To make something happen or exist. Yes, Adam, good. Noor, good. We need a verb, right? To make something happen or exist. It's not invent. To create something. Now, to find something that already exists. Here, the difference is that it's already there. حاجة هي موجودة وإحنا لقيناها. We did not invent it. Okay? Yes, good. What about the others? What do you think? We already used create and invent. Find something that already exists. هي موجودة وإحنا اكتشفناها. Okay, so to discover. To discover. Now, to find something either by chance or by study. Yes, Noor. Adam, good. We already used to discover. It's a verb, a phrasal verb in this case. Advancement is a noun. So here, to find something either by chance or by study, to find out about something. Yes, good, Rawan, Sirin. To find out. Most recent. The emphasis here is on most. نركزوا على most. Most recent. Or what we also call what? Yes, latest. Good. To put in the market. Yes, Adam, Hamza, good. What about the others? To put in the market or to Market هو السوق. Let's say you invented something and then you put it in the market. تخرجها للسوق باش تتباع hopefully. So to launch, let's say a product, okay? To launch or release. To dedicate. What about to dedicate? Adam, good. Yes, Mariam. Again, here we're looking for a verb. To dedicate or to devote. Yes, good. To devote. Now, what about tribute? Tribute or yes, good. Good, everyone. So it's homage. To give tribute يعني تكرم, okay? What about to opt out? To opt out means to leave. Accomplishment. Now we're looking for a noun. Accomplishment or achievement. Good. And please stop me if there's a word that you're not familiar with. Now to better. تحسن. To better or to. Again, we're looking for a verb. To better or to improve. To improve. Now, what about the outcome or the effect? An outcome is, I'll give you some time to think. Yes, good. Good, Ale. Yes. Lina, good. Implication. Now, what about progress? Yes, we're looking for a noun. Progress or advancement. Now, all of these are relevant in Unit 3. Now, we have encouragement, trend, persecute, compensate, huge, seek, abroad, magnify, contentious or controversial, exodus, expertise, shortage, and expatriates. These are the words that we have. Now let's read the definitions. To make something look bigger. To make something look bigger, we're looking for a verb here. What do you think? We have persecute is a verb. Compensate, magnify. Yes, it's to magnify. Magnify means to make something look bigger. Now, something that's very big. Here we're looking for an adjective. وصف. very big or huge. Good. Mass movement of people. Mass movement of people. We're looking for a noun again. It's what we call exodus. Now, to treat someone so cruelly due to his or her religious, political beliefs. We're looking for a verb. To persecute. تضطهد. Okay? Now, what about incentive? Incentive, or looking for a noun. We're going to need these words, nouns, verbs, adjectives, in the upcoming activities, all right? So, incentive, or what we also call, yes, good, Aisha. Good, Yassine. Encouragement. Now, what about immigrants? Immigrants or expatriates. Good. Offset. Looking for a verb. Let's omit the words we used. Offset, or to compensate. Not agreed upon. A topic or something that is not agreed upon. What do we call this? It's an adjective, okay? Yes, Hamza, good. What about the others? Not agreed upon يعني مش ناس الكل عندهم نفس الرأي. This is, yes, Aisha, contentious, or what we also call controversial. All right, Yasmin, I'll make sure to do that. Now, to look for. We're looking for a verb. To look for. To seek. Good. To seek. تبحث. Lack or absence. نقص, let's say. We're looking for a noun. Yes, shortage. Good. Skill in a particular field. What do you think? Looking for a noun? Expertise. In a foreign country, or? Yes, Adam. Good. Hamza. Yes, Lu'ay. خارج البلاد يعني أسمع. abroad. Now, general direction in which a situation is changing. This is what we call a trend. All clear until now? All right. Which one exactly is seen? All right. If it's clear, let's move on to the next activity. So we're going to fill in the blanks with 6 words from the box or the list, let's say. So we have brilliantly, out, desperate, began, inventor, fascinated, perseverance, and study. I love sciences. I've been blank by the idea of becoming a scientist since I was a little kid. So what do we have here? I, our subject, have been, our verb, blank, by the idea of becoming a scientist. Here I need an adjective. All right, I need an adjective, Farouk. It's not brilliantly because brilliantly is an adverb, right? It's not out. Desperate is an adjective. Began, verb. Inventor, noun. Fascinated, adjective. Perseverance, noun. Study, also noun in this case. But there's also a verb. You can say to study, but here it's a noun. So, حاشنا بادجكتيف لهنا. I have been fascinated. I've been fascinated by the idea of becoming a scientist. إيش معناها fascinated؟ منبهر, let's say. All right? Or معجب. So, choosing business as a field of blank was something that I really felt passionate about. A field of, again, here I need a noun. A field of, what do you think? Yes, Hamza. Mariam. A field of study. مجال دراسي, okay? It was not only because owning a business was interesting, but also because portraying myself as a risk-taking blank was appealing. So a risk-taking is a compound adjective. هذا وصف. So we need a noun after our adjective. فيش قاعدين نوصفه. A risk-taking blank was appealing. A risk-taking, we need a noun. Yes, تسنيم, good. قلنا field of هو المجال. Field of study, مجال دراسي أسمع. Okay? A field of study, yes. ليه مش مجال نادر. مجال دراسي. Okay. So a risk-taking blank was appealing. A risk-taking, as we said, we need a noun. Inventor. Risk-taking means someone who takes risks. عبدي خاطر. Not just any person, but an inventor. So being from Honduras, a poor Latin American country, didn't hamper my What do we call this? Possessive adjective, all right? So we need a noun. And please, guys, if you have a question, write it down. So what do you think? Okay, perseverance يعني المثابرة, let's say. معرقلتش or something like that, okay? So didn't hamper my perseverance. Despite رغم the scarcity of resources, نقص, I plan to teach myself computer science and digital electronics. I, subject, and I need a verb. Yes, Noor, Umayma, good. Asma, good job. We're looking for a verb. Brilliantly is an adverb. Out preposition. Desperate is an adjective. Began is a verb. Fascinated, adjective, and we've already used it. So we only have one verb, which is began. I began to study. This is how I blank came up with the iBoard. An inexpensive, which is the opposite of expensive, eye tracking system that costs less than $300. So what do you think? This is how I blank came up. Came up is our verb. And here we're looking for an adverb that modifies this verb right here. We're looking for an adverb. We only have one adverb, which is brilliantly. This is how I brilliantly came up with the iBoard. An inexpensive eye tracking system that costs less than $300. Now, is everything clear before we move on to something else? Perfect. Awesome. All right, then let's move on to the next activity. A very common activity as well. So now we're going to put the words in the right tense or form. So more than 40 years ago, to write. At the Wall Street Journal first used the term glass ceiling. It is used to describe the invisible but largely impenetrable barrier to women's advance in the workplace. قبل ما نجاوبوا ديما نحاولوا نقراو the full sentence. So, more than 40 years ago, to write at the Wall Street Journal. We're looking for, yes, a noun person. To writers. To writers at the Wall Street Journal first used the term glass ceiling. طيب باش نفسروا شو معناها glass ceiling. It is used to describe the invisible ما تتراش invisible but largely impenetrable, barrier, عائق, to women's advance. Here we're looking for a noun. Now, what's the noun form of advance? Women's. Yes, Yasin, Maysam, good. يعني ما تنجمش تتجاوزها, impenetrable. All right? To women's advancement, good. In the workplace. Now, later on, the term meaning glass ceiling, all right? The term quick became part of the cultural lexis. This is our verb, became. So what do we need before our verb? An adverb. The term quickly became. Quickly became part of the cultural lexis. Now, in recent years, let me highlight this one. And this is our time signal. In recent years, glass ceiling to become a contentious topic. We saw contentious in the previous activity. يعني كل حد عنده رأي عليه. Controversial, not agreed upon. So glass ceiling to become a contentious topic. Which tense shall we use? Knowing that we have recent years. Yes, good, Noor, Adam. Yes, Yasin. And now recent years. We need to use the present perfect. So glass ceiling has become. We can replace has become with, sorry, not has become. We can replace glass ceiling with the pronoun it. So that's why we use has become, not became. Has become a contentious topic. Now, some people think that it does not real matter. It does not. We need adverb again. It does not really. Yes, it does not. It does not really matter. Others believe that the idea no longer to have relevance in today's workplace. يعني تو other peoples يقولوا لي ما عادش موجودة. All right, it disappeared. It is no longer relevant. So what do you think? Yes, good, Adam. Others believe that the idea no longer, we're talking about the idea. So the idea no longer has relevance in today's workplace. At the same time, more and more to succeed, women have been able to open windows through glass ceiling and make it to the top. More and more women here, this is our noun, and we're looking for an adjective that describes these women. How are they? They are knowing that they made it to the top. They were able to open windows through glass ceiling and make it to the top. So they are, the adjective form of succeed is successful. Good. successful women have been able to open windows through glass ceiling and make it to the top. All right, is everything clear? Perfect. Again, if you have a question for me, write it down. Perfect. All right, now we're going to put the words between parentheses in the right tense or form. On June 9, 2016, the Prestige Innovation Prize, the European Inventor Award, recognized inventors whose creativity and science skills are driving progress in Europe. All right, let's go back to the previous activity, I think. Why did we use the present perfect here? In recent years, which is a signal word, كما قلنا, that we can use the present perfect. Glass ceiling has become a contentious topic. Why did we use the present perfect here? Well, it's something that started or happened in the past. The effect is still present to this day. All right? Is it clear? All right. Yes, Mariam, what is it? Yes, the difference between present perfect and past perfect is that the present perfect talks about an action that happened in the past, كما قلنا, and is still ongoing in the present. The effect or the outcome is still in the present. But with the past perfect, it's an action that has occurred in the past. واحدة في الماضي، واحدة ما زال الإفكت متاعها موجود في الحاضر. All right. Let's go back to this activity. So on June 9, 2016, the Prestige Innovation Prize, the European Inventor Award, recognized inventors whose creativity and science skills are driving progress in Europe. Let's start with the first one. So first of all, let's highlight the date. We have a specific date in the past. The determiner, Prestige Innovation Prize. Yes, Mariam. This is our noun. So we need the adjective form of prestige. Good. So prestigious. The Prestigious Innovation Prize, the European Inventor Award, recognize inventors whose creativity and science skills are driving progress in Europe. So we have a specific date in the past, June 9, 2016. This is a finished past action. So which tense do we use? Yes, the simple past. خاطر عنا a specific date in the past, all right? عنا June 9, 2016. So نحط to recognize in the simple past, and recognize is a regular verb. So we apply the rule. Recognized. فمش عايش نستعمل the passive voice. This is our subject, all right? The European Inventor Award recognized inventors whose creativity and science skills. Skills is a noun, and we need an adjective that describes this noun. Now, what's the adjective form of science? Yes, almost there, Rania. But not quite. That's in French. So, yes, Noor. Good, Yasin. And scientific skills. I'll write it. Scientific skills are driving progress in Europe. Now, the awards, which were held in Lisbon this year, were launched by the European Patent Office in 2006 to give inventors the public recognition they deserve and to incentive future winners. عنا to give, verb, and we keep the same form. وبعد to شو نحطه؟ نحطه the bare infinitive. The bare infinitive شو معناه؟ For example, to go, the infinitive form, right? كي نحيو to ونحطه كانش go هذا يتسمى bare infinitive. So to, and we need the verb here. To incentivize. To encourage. باش يشجع. Future winners. Is it clear until now? All right. To incentivize. To encourage. All right. Today's award ceremony is a tribute to the spirit of innovation and the work of dedicated individuals who, through their inventions, advanced the state of the art for all of us, said EPO President Benoit Battistelli. The significance of the work of these inventors underline the importance of the European patent system for the benefit of economic strength and technological progress in Europe. So what do you think? The significance of the work of these inventors. Yes, which tense shall we use? This is a fact. A general truth, let's say. And with facts and general truth, we use the simple present. So the significance, the importance, or yes, the significance of the work of these inventors. Yes, Insaf, good. Melika, good. Yes, Adam. The significance of the work of these inventors underlines the importance of the European patent system for the benefit of economic strength and technological progress in Europe. Now the winners present with a trophy in the shape of a sail, described by the organizers as an enduring symbol of exploration and human ingenuity. The winners present with a trophy. A trophy هي الجائزة بتاعهم, all right? So the winners اللي ربحوا مش هما اللي قدموا الجائزة, هما اللي عطاوهم الجائزة. So here we use the passive voice. علاش؟ على خاطر the winners لنا هي الobject, مفعول به in Arabic. Object يعني مش هو اللي قام بالفعل متاع presenting the trophy. Since we started with the object, we use the passive voice. So the winners yes, were, since winners plural, all right, were presented with a trophy in the shape of a sail, described by the organizers as an enduring symbol of exploration and human ingenuity. Is everything clear? All right. Yes, it is. Okay, good. All right, let's go back then. قلنا أمل كيفاش نعرفوها اللي هي لازم نستعملوا the passive voice. كي نبداو بالobject, نبداو بالمفعول به. The winners لهنا مش هما اللي قاموا بالفعل متاع presenting the trophy وإلا the award. مش هما اللي عطاو الجائزة, هما خذاو الجائزة, عطاوهم الجائزة. Does it make sense? So كي نبداو بالobject, بالمفعول به, نوليو نستعملوا the passive voice. خاطر ماناش ماليكا نحكيو على skills in general. All right? نحكيو على scientific skills. This is our noun. Skills هما المهارات, right? أما ماناش نحكيو على المهارات in general. نحكيو على مهارات علمية. So we need an adjective here. نوصفوا شنو النوع متاع المهارات اللي حاجنا بهم, اللي that we're talking about. Does it make sense? Amal, is it clear why we used the passive voice? What about you, Yasin? You're welcome. All right, if it's clear. Because we need to be plus the past participle, Yasin. That's the rule. So we're just following the rule here. All right? Okay. This is another very common activity. Now we're just going to circle the right option. So reverse brain drain can occur when scientists, engineers, or other intellectual elites migrate to a more, less, or much developed country to learn in its universities, perform research, or gain working experience in areas when, where, or what education and employment opportunities are limited in their home countries. ديما نعاود you need to read the full sentence قبل ما تجاوب. Can move to the full paragraph. All right. So reverse brain drain. ايش معناها reverse brain drain؟ قلنا brain drain هي هجرة الأدمغة. Reverse brain drain, on the other hand, is what we also call brain gain. Which is the antonym of brain drain. All right. يعني كي يرجعوا الأدمغة اللي مش هي ويعاودوا يرجعوا لنا. So, reverse brain drain can occur when scientists, engineers, or other intellectual elites migrate to a more, less, or much developed country to learn in its universities. To a developed country. Which one it is? Which one is it? More, less, or much? To a more, good. To a more developed country. To migrate to here, يعني temporarily. لفترة معينة مش على طول. Okay? So, other intellectual elites migrate to a more developed country to learn in its universities, perform research, or gain working experience in areas when, where, what education and employment opportunities are limited in their home countries. So here the WH word refers back to areas, all right, meaning places. Since we're talking about places, when نستعملوها مع الوقت, which WH we use with places or areas? Ishraf, what do you think? Where? Places, when نستعملوها مع الوقت, with time. But with places or areas we use where education and employment opportunities are limited in their home countries. Now these, them or their professionals then return to their home country after several years of experience to start a related business. Now we're talking about professionals. Yes, Henny, good. These. We're talking about these professionals. These professionals then return to their home country after several years of experience to start a related business, learn, study, or teach in a university. To study, to learn, or to teach in a university. We're talking about professionals who return to their home country. يعني مشيوا وقرأوا وخدموا وبعد رجعوا. Okay, so they're going to either teach in a university or work for a multinational corporation to, in, or for their homelands. بلادهم, homelands, country of origin. to, in, or for. In their homelands. All right? In their homelands. So the occurrence of reverse brain drain mostly, more or most depends in, on, or at the state of these countries' development strategies. This is our verb, depends. What do we need? We need an adverb. Mostly, good. Mostly depends, to depend on something, in something, or at something. نقول to depend on. All right. So reverse brain drain mostly depends on the state of these countries' development strategies and plans over a long period of time to increase, reverse, or start the migration. Increase, زيد, reverse, or start the migration. All right, now do نقرأه. The occurrence of reverse brain drain. قلنا brain drain, the reverse brain drain or brain gain يعني الأدمغة اللي مشاو يرجعوا لبلادهم. Okay? Engineers, scientists, intellectual elites كي يرجعوا لبلادهم. This is what we call reverse brain drain. So the occurrence of reverse brain drain, occurrence يعني وقتاش تصير. It mostly depends on the state of these countries' development strategies. يعني هذا يعتمد على شنو؟ على the country's development strategies and plans over a long period of time. يعني كل الأدمغة متاعهم رجعوا لهم. يحبوا يزيدوا في المايجريشن، يحبوا يزيدوا يهجروهم to start يبدأوا or to reverse. يعكس يعني to reverse يعني يعكس. So these countries, we're talking about developing countries. Yes, reverse, good. Reverse the migration. So these countries are require or were required to develop an environment which will provide, prove, or deprive rewarding opportunities for those who have attained the knowledge and skills from overseas. Reverse يعني يعكسوا the migration. يعني يرجعوهم. Okay? باش ينجموا يرجعوهم, these countries, developing countries, are required, مطلوب منهم, require or were required to develop an environment which will provide, prove, or deprive rewarding opportunities. Yes, you are. Good. Hani, Ele, Noor, good. Are required. They are. This is a general truth again. So they are required to develop an environment which will provide, prove, وإلا deprive, or to deny. إيش معناته deprive? Not give someone something. To prove يعني يثبت. sorry. To prove. or to provide, which will provide, good, which will provide rewarding opportunities for those who have attained the knowledge and skills from overseas. All right, is everything clear? على خاطر it's a general truth, Yasin. They are required. We're not talking about something that happened in the past. This is a fact. These countries are required to develop an environment which will provide rewarding opportunities. Rewarding here is an adjective. Rewarding opportunities. Opportunities is the noun for us, and rewarding is the adjective. All right. Perfect. Yes, I know, Ishraf. I saw that. That's why I wanted to specify that rewarding is an adjective, not verb plus ing. But we can also say to reward. All right, now we're going to fill in the blanks with 6 words from the list or the box. And there are 2 extra words. We have medical, in, prevent, impose, last, on, least, and need. Are you ready to start? All right. Although it is arguable that health workers have a right to go wherever their skills are needed, their countries are often left struggling with shortages. As populations in wealthy countries age, the blank for healthcare workers will become more intense. So as populations in wealthy, rich countries age, يكبروا, the determiner plus noun. The blank for healthcare workers will become more intense. Medical is an adjective. Prevent is a verb. Impose is also a verb. Yes, the need. So the need, الحاجة, the need for healthcare workers will become more intense. 2 blank graduates اللي متخرجين. 2 blank graduates from moving around. Many developing countries have adopted stringent measures. Two plus شنو قلنا بكي 2 then bare infinitive. We have either to prevent or to impose. Impose يعني يفرض. To prevent, good. To prevent graduates from moving around, many developing countries have adopted stringent measures. They, subject, now, blank compulsory service periods. They now, we need a verb. Compulsory meaning required by law. It's a rule. Obligatoire. So they now, we need a verb. We used prevent. So we have one verb left, which is impose. So they now impose compulsory service periods. Thailand, for example, has whereby public blank school graduates are required to work in the country for at blank 3 years. What do you think? This is an adverb, meaning by which. Has whereby public what? School is a noun. We need an adjective to specify which type of school are we talking about. Not any school. We're talking about healthcare workers and we're looking for an adjective. حاجنا بادجكتيف. Yes, Rawed. Yes, Noor. Good. Good. Hani, Rania. Exactly. So medical school graduates are required to work in the country for at blank 3 years. For at least. For at least 3 years with a financial incentive, تشجيع, encouragement, for those who do not practice privately. Since we're talking about, yes, Mariam, for at least 3 years. So similarly, China has placed restrictions blank the recruitment of doctors by the private sector. China has placed restrictions, conditions, right? To place or to put restrictions on something. Restrictions on. On the recruitment of doctors by the private sector. Yes, good, Nurhan. All right. Is everything clear? Yes? Good. So now let's fill in the blanks with 6 words from the list. We have widespread, which, immigrate, because, whose, escape, and departure. Investment in higher education, الاستثمار. Investment in higher education is lost when a trained individual leaves and does not return. Also, whatever social capital the individual has been a part of is reduced by his or her noun. Widespread is an adjective. What do you think? By his or her departure. Yes. The spokesman for the Royal Society of London used the expression brain drain to describe, see, this is the definition, brain drain, to describe the outflow of scientists and technologists to Canada and the United States in the early 1950s. Now its counterpart, its antonym, on a brain drain and brain gain. This is its counterpart or antonym. So its counterpart is brain gain in the areas to blank talent migrates to, and we need to use a WH word that refers back to the areas. In the areas to which, all right, to which, in the areas to which talent الموهبة migrates. Now, brain drain can occur either when individuals who study abroad and complete their education do not return to their home country, or when individuals educated in their home country leave their homelands for higher wages or salaries شهرية أكثر, or better opportunities. Now, the second form here refers back to what? To individuals اللي قرأوا في بلادهم, then they left, all right? مش طول قرأوا البرا. The second form refers back to individuals who are or who were educated in their home country, who then leave their homelands for higher wages. So the second form is arguably worse. Blank, it drains, تستنزف, more resources from the home country. Yes, Rawed, what is it? Good, Adam. So here, the second form is worse. This is the cause or the reason why it's worse. It drains more resources from the home country. So we're going to use a linker here. Yes, good. We're going to use because. The second form is arguably worse because it drains more resources from the home country. Now, this phenomenon is perhaps more problematic for developing nations, where it is blank. Its subject is verb. تعرفوا نقولوا it is كيف إنه. We need an adjective. Yes, good. Yes, Malika. Widespread. Common, all right, where it is common or widespread. موجود بكثرة. In these countries, talking about developing nations, developing countries, higher education and professional certificates are often viewed as the surest path to blank from a troubled economy or a difficult political situation. Often viewed as the surest path, عندنا to plus verb. To escape, good. To escape from a troubled economy or a difficult political situation. Is everything clear? Yes? All right. Okay, now we reached your favorite segment, which is the relatable meme of the day. Hopefully you all relate to it. Yes, so every session we have a relatable meme, a meme that you can relate to. And this is it. Hopefully not right now, you're not feeling that way, but I know that some people at least can relate to this, especially if you have glasses and you're supposed to wear them, but you don't. All right. Now let's move on to another type of activity, which is guided writing. So we're going to use the information in the table to write a 4-line paragraph about brain drain. We have the definition, which is migration, well-qualified, professionals, poor countries, developed countries, or better standards of living. Then we have the factors or العوامل, scarcity, job opportunities, countries of origin, high demand, labor, work, meaning, or developed countries. Then we have an example. The most affected countries are African countries, Nigeria, Ethiopia, Kenya. You can also say Tunisia. So before we write down our paragraph, let me give you some tips regarding this activity. So you need to read all your words before answering. This is tip number 1. Now, number 2. Know whether you are going to add a missing word, كيما preposition, article, adverb, adjective. يعني كيف تكون الجملة باش تزيد حاجة determiner etc. باش تنجم تولي grammatically correct, or simply change the form of the word. إيش معناها؟ يعني إذا كان لقيتها adjective أنت تستحقها noun تبدل، ولا you need a verb وأنت عندك noun تبدل. So you need to decide باش تزيد كلمة باش تردها grammatically correct وإلا باش تبدل the form متاع الكلمة اللي هي موجودة عندك. Then tip number 3, use linkers wisely. لازم يكون فما logical thread. Also, don't add extra information. ما تزيدش حاجة من عندك. يجي لك اللي عندك تعملوا جملة صحيحة short simple and that's it. ما تزيدش حاجة من عندك. Not a date, not a fact, nothing. تصرف بالموجود. It's a guided writing activity. And also don't reorder تعودش تنظم the words. They're already in the correct order. All right? So these are the tips. Now, let's write down a sample paragraph. This is just an example. Try to write down your own paragraph as well. So first, we have the definition. We are defining what brain drain is. We're defining that phenomenon, right? We have migration, well-qualified, professionals, poor countries, developed countries, better standards of living. So let's start with the definition. The brain drain represents, or you can also say is, the migration of well-qualified. This is a compound adjective, well-qualified professionals. From poor countries to developed ones. So we used ones here to avoid repetition, but you can also say from poor countries to developed countries. in search of or seeking better standards of living. Yes, this is not a full stop. In fact, this is fueled by, now I'm going to talk about the factors. Brain drain is fueled by معناتها شنو اللي خلى الفينومين ده يصير. نحكي على العوامل that we already have in the table, right? So in fact, this is fueled by the scarcity of job opportunities in the countries of origin. Coupled with the high demand for labor in developed countries. This phenomenon is most palpable موجود أكثر ولا يتحس أكثر in developed countries. Developing, sorry. In particular, and don't forget to capitalize the countries. Nigeria, Ethiopia, and Kenya, among others. Scarcity يعني النقص. Is it clear there? Yes, all right, let me go back then to the tips. وقت قلنا you're not going to add extra information يعني ما تزيدش a date ما تزيدش a fact أنا ما زدتش لا date لا fact nothing. But I did say in the second tip اللي you can add a missing word. نجم تزيد adjective نجم تزيد a determiner or a preposition, articles. هذاك تنجم تزيدو أما تنجمش تزيد معلومات. كي باش تزيد وصف ما تستعملش زدت معلومة. does it make sense؟ قلت تنجم تبدل the form متاع الكلمة الموجودة. إذا كان هي مثلا migration تنجم أنت تردها migrate، تردها فعل. That's possible. But you need to stick to the information provided. ما نزيدوش أفكار من عنا. All right? Yes, that's correct, Celine. Can you hear me, guys? Perfect. So African countries such as Nigeria, كما قلنا سيرين, don't forget to capitalize the first letter of the country. Nigeria, Ethiopia, and Kenya are the most affected by the immigration of their highly skilled workers. No, كما قلنا, we don't add any extra information. عنا these examples نكتبهم هما. All right, Mehdi? What about the others? Is it clear? عنا 3 countries نكتبهم هما. That's it. And don't forget لهنا في الإكزامان هذا guided writing ما نضيعوش فيه برشا وقت. Donc stick to the information provided. اكتبوا جملة صحيحة grammatically correct short sentences. ما تعملش جملة باراجراف كامل. ومن بعد خاطر باش تتعدل writing an essay. All right, everyone. Well, since it's clear, we reached the end of this live session. Hopefully you enjoyed it as much as I did. Take good care of yourselves. Yes, and we are done. You too, Amal. You're welcome, Dia. Thank you. You're welcome, Noor. Goodbye, everyone. Take good care of yourselves, all right? Bye, everyone. Well, then, welcome among us, Yassine. It was a pleasure teaching you. No, that's not my name. That's my colleague, though. Yes, yes, I will, Nurhan. I just saw your comment. Let's go back. Is that all, Nurhan? And Mariam? All right, you're welcome. Goodbye, everyone.